So I'm sitting at a resort in the Philippines right now, and this could literally be my retired life, except for one big problem, which is in a few months, I have to go back to the United States. Not because I want to, but because I have an unsold house and a property there that I have to deal with. So it's pretty nice out here, right? It's called Tambuli. This is the type of place, essentially paradise, except for that one big problem. If you've seen my earlier videos, you may know that I have a 13-acre property and a house under construction and a tiny house waiting for me back in Bisbee, Arizona. And I would very much like to get it sold and be free of any constraints or obligations or bindings to the United States. But unfortunately, I can't do that. It's not sold. Even though I've tried my best over 8 months to get it sold, it's not. So I've got this obligation that is sort of calling me back, and it feels heavy, to be perfectly honest with you. It feels like a burden. It's something that I don't want to have to deal with. So there's a bit of a sense of being like really close to a finish line or some kind of major change in my life that I would like to begin. I would like to start. I would like to be an expat overseas, fully retired, doing my thing here in the Philippines or any similar location in Thailand or Vietnam, which are places I'm going to be checking out next. So make sure you like and subscribe to see that journey. But unfortunately, I'm not completely free. I do have to go back. And I know a lot of people who want to become expats, especially Americans, have these big obligations. Usually it's property, a house that needs to be sold, or a career they need to finish out to qualify for a pension. Or maybe you have a loved one, a child who is sick, or anyone in your family who just still needs assistance or who is counting on you to physically be there that doesn't allow you to actually pull up roots and leave. And that's what I'm really wanting to do after 55 years in the United States is pull up my roots. And I've tried my best, but I don't have full control over that. I have to go back. I have to finish the house, apparently, putting more money, more time, more effort into it so that it looks much more like a completed house and I can get it sold by the end of the summer of 27. At which point I will then be free to really leave the United States for good. If you have any obligations like that is preventing you from retiring overseas, the point of this video is just to say that I feel you. I get it. You're not alone. A lot of people have either obligations that are holding them back, or it could be fears and concerns, open questions about the costs or the location or the healthcare or the visas. I mentioned some of that stuff in my last video. Those are the types of things that hold many people back. But a few of us have additional burdens beyond those that are preventing us from actually kicking off the change that we would like to see in our own lives. What do you do? And it's so tantalizing close to actually be here in some of the locations that I researched before I left it for this exploratory trip. Now I'm actually there. Like, this could be my life. I've got the budget, I've got the finances, I've got the willpower, I've got everything in place to make this type of lifestyle my reality, except an unsold house back in the United States. Aside from that unsold house, at least I know that I am capable of pulling this off. I know what the possibilities are. Now, the big question for me, and for I know for many of you, is where to actually retire to. And where do I go next? Well, I've got about 5 other locations in the Philippines, cities that I want to check out, including BGC and Dumaguete and Iloilo and Baguio, just to name a few. I also have 3 locations in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, Nha Trang, and Da Nang that I intend to check out and stay for 2 full months, just like I'm doing here in the Philippines. And I have several locations, all the common ones, in Thailand that are also on the list. And I've also decided to sneak in a quick few days to Taiwan, even though I'm not considering retiring to Taiwan. So I'm basically location scouting at this point, figuring out what are the 2 or 3 most ideal locations for my retirement where I don't have to make a strong commitment to them. I can just rotate my time. And I'm making a little triangle motion here because I'm thinking 3 locations would be ideal. So I'm in scouting mode right now, researching those locations. And I'm doing that in part and sharing that information with you because I'm sure many of you are also considering those locations. And I am just in research mode. I'm doing the legwork, the groundwork, figuring out the vibes of these places and the costs and some of the downsides that maybe are not obvious on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers unfortunately show highlight reels. They show the best of a location, and they don't necessarily talk about the difficulties or the challenges or the dark side. And every place has a dark side, or at least negative aspects, cons that need to be discovered because that's just reality. And you don't want to attempt to move overseas and retire, just uproot your whole life and move to a place where you just have an idealized version of it in your head. You're not actually aware of the downsides and the realities and the challenges. So that's what I'm here for, to bring you those challenges, the good, the bad, and the ugly, share them with you because I'm doing it for me, but I want to make sure that you guys benefit too. So if that sounds like you, let me know what your sticking points are, and then I can better address those concerns and bring you more tailored information in future videos as I'm traveling around all these countries and places in Southeast Asia. I hope this brings you value. I'm looking forward to bringing you the next videos in the series from Thailand, Vietnam, and other locations in the Philippines. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Hasta la vista.